10 common types of text women hate, send them in 2024. Step 1. One-word responses. Details. Short, one-word replies like "K, fine," or "okay" can make the other person feel like you're uninterested in continuing the conversation. These responses often lack the warmth or engagement needed to maintain a dialogue. Example: you, "Hey, how was your day?" Them, "Fine." This kind of response can be frustrating, as it leaves little room for further discussion and might make the other person feel like they're not worth your time. Step 2. Aggressive flirting. Details. Flirting is a natural part of getting to know someone, but when it's too forward or sexual too soon, it can be uncomfortable. This kind of messaging can make a woman feel objectified rather than appreciated for who she is. Example: "I bet you'd look amazing in nothing but my t-shirt." Such messages can come across as too forward, especially if you're still in the early stages of communication. It's important to gauge the other person's comfort level before escalating the tone of the conversation. Step 3. Unsolicited photos. Details. Sending unsolicited images, particularly of a sexual nature, is widely considered inappropriate. These types of messages are often unwelcome and can violate personal boundaries. Example: without any warning, sending a picture of yourself in a suggestive pose or clothing can lead to immediate discomfort or even end the conversation entirely. This is a quick way to damage trust. Step 4. Constant double texting. Details. Double texting occurs when you send multiple messages in a row without getting a reply. While it's normal to follow up occasionally, doing so excessively can make you seem overly anxious or clingy. Example: "Hey, are you there?" followed by "Did I say something wrong?" just minutes later when there's no response. This can put pressure on the other person and create an uncomfortable dynamic. Step 5. Negging compliments. Details. Negging involves giving a compliment that is mixed with an insult, intended to undermine the other person's confidence. This tactic is often perceived. Example: "You're pretty smart for a girl," or "You're cute, but you'd be stunning if you lost a little weight." These kinds of messages are offensive and can make the recipient feel insecure or undervalued, manipulative, and disrespectful. Step 6. Passive-aggressive remarks. Details. These remarks are indirect ways of expressing dissatisfaction or frustration. Instead of openly communicating your feelings, you hint at them, which can cause confusion and resentment. Example: "I guess you're too busy to talk to me," or "Nice to know where I stand." Such comments can make the recipient feel guilty or annoyed, leading to unnecessary tension in the conversation. Step 7. Excessive use of slang or abbreviations. Details. While some slang and abbreviations can add a casual tone to your messages, overusing them can make you seem lazy or immature. It can also make your messages harder to understand. Example: "Wid, Ike, what you thinking are an LOL." Messages like this can be confusing and come off as lacking effort, making the conversation less engaging and harder to follow. Step 8. Too many generic compliments. Details. Compliments are generally positive, but when they are overly generic or repetitive, they can feel insincere. Compliments should be thoughtful and specific to show genuine interest. Example: repeatedly saying "You're so beautiful," without adding anything else to the conversation, can make it seem like you're not interested in getting to know the person beyond their appearance. Instead, try something like, "I really love how passionate you are about your hobbies. It's so inspiring." Step 9. Asking boring questions. Details. Constantly asking basic questions like "What's up?" or "How was your day?" without following up with something more meaningful can make the conversation feel stale. It's important to keep things interesting and show that you're genuinely curious about the other person. Example: "What are you up to?" followed by "How was your day?" Every day can become monotonous. Instead, ask something more engaging like, "What's the best thing that happened to you today?" or "What's something you're looking forward to this week?" Step 10. Ghosting follow-ups. Details. After a period of silence, sending a message like "Oh, now you want to talk," can come off as confrontational and can make the other person feel defensive. If there's been a gap in communication, it's better to approach the situation with understanding rather than hostility. Example: "Wow, didn't think I'd hear from you again," or "Guess you remembered I exist." These types of comments can close off the possibility of a positive reconnection. Instead, try something more neutral or positive, like "Hey, it's been a while. How have you been?"